What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Raven Invest. It's game day, baby. Today, we're going to go over my August recap of COMC sales. We're going to take a look at the single biggest card that I've purchased so far, and it's a non-football card. It's not even a sports card. And we're going to look at the biggest card I've pulled from a pack. Again, it's not a football card, but it's going to be exciting stuff, so stay tuned. Okay, so before we get started, I just wanted to again thank everybody for hanging in with me. I know it's been a few weeks since I put out a video. I got a ton of stuff going on in real life. We're doing a bunch of renos on the house. I have a full-time job and I do have 2 young kids and a family that I need to spend time with as well. And Andy and I have got this Patreon thing going off here with the Discord. So that's been, it's, beginning of football season. So fantasy's coming up. So I'm going to get ready for that. So my apologies. I'm going to try and put out some more content as we go. I believe I finished with the beta version of the cardquestshark event, but I do still need to work on the pricing portion of it. But that's going really well. Another thing too, we've added these 2 little guys to our family. This is Oreo and Badger. Badger being in the front and Oreo being in the back. So anybody who's had new kittens knows they do require some time and some effort and some work to get them accustomed to the house, and they're into everything, and they've been a blast to add. Fortunately, we lost our cat that we had for 5 years. He was an outdoor cat, and he just didn't come home, unfortunately. So we missed that part of our life with having the cats, and we found these 2 brothers. So we thought we would bring them home to be part of our family. So again, my apologies, guys, and again, thank you everybody for sticking with me. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the recap portion of the video. Okay, so as I expected, August was definitely my best month so far, and that was something that was being anticipated because it's the prime time for football. Football's just starting. It's got the biggest hype. Everybody's super excited. Everybody's hopeful for their team this year. We've had some bad luck on our side with the injuries there. Not that other teams haven't, but we seem to be losing players left, right, and center. So, hopefully we'll, adopt that next man up, and we'll be able to, next guys will be able to step up. But it's going to be a long year, I think. But we'll see how it turns out. So we'll hop right into we'll just have a look at the monthly sales graphics. So as you can see, August was definitely my best month with 77 sales overall and $125.40. Now that is the total sale amount of the cards. That is not my profit. So what we can do now is we can go over and look at the Excel spreadsheet and have a look. So we'll start. So overall for the month, the cards purchased that I sold were $59.06. The COMC price that I actually sold them for was you see that $125.40, and then this is the column of the COMC credit that I received, and for the month overall ROI of 102% return. So as we kind of go through, we can see most of these again are well over 100%. Some of them are just a little bit under, depending on. This one was a card that I mistakenly bought early. As you can see, I bought it in January, and it just plummeted, and nobody was buying it. Nobody was interested in it. It wasn't selling. So I just tried to get out of the card. So I priced it so that I would get a little bit of profit. I wouldn't lose my money and just get out of it, and it finally sold. So I've had that probably for a month where I kind of gave up on it and said, okay, time to move on. We got some good stuff here in the 200. Brian Edwards has been a big seller for me. I bought a lot of his stuff in April. As you can see in August, at the beginning of August as well, I was able to buy some stuff and get some really good returns on it. Look over. Oh, I think this one ends up being my number one. I had another one highlighted, but I must have missed this one. So this one at 284%. I think it's big at 274. So the money's not huge. It's only $1.46, but I bought it for 38 cents and then resold it for $1.54 and took home 146 after fees. So that works out to 284% ROI, which is pretty good. Then we have this one. I must have missed the other one as I was just scanning it quickly over with my eyes, which this one was I bought for 16 cents, a Gabriel Davis based on Donruss canvas. and resold it for 63 cents and pocketed 60 cents on that. So as you can see, there's a few cards that I took some smaller gains on that I just, as soon as Teddy Bridgewater became the starter, I kind of dropped my price on this. I only had the one Drew Lock card, so I only made 7% profit on it, but I made some profit. I got the card, the card back, and then I was able to put it into something else. I even had a little bit of a baseball sale here come in where was able to buy some Blaze Jordans at under $1 there, and I was able to sell it for $205, which netted me just under my 100% profit. So that was pretty good. So overall, it's been a good month. I'm starting to build up a way bigger inventory, which is good, which is what I need to be able to make these small sales into bigger profits, bigger amount, because I need volume over, I'm doing quantity over quality. So I'm trying to have as many cards for sale as possible. The more cards I have for sale, the more chance I have to sell them. They're all starters. They're all people that should be ascending. Things. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the biggest single card purchase I've ever made. I think this is the biggest purchase of a card product, maybe even more than the packs of cards that I bought. But I noticed I was going over, I think it was like Netflix upcoming releases or something like that, and I noticed that they are releasing an Obi-Wan Kenobi series in 2022. They've already got it filmed. I believe probably just doing editing or whatever. And there wasn't a hard date. I didn't see a hard date of when it was going to be released. But I did see it was going to be released in 2022. So that got me thinking. That whole Last Dance effect. This is really the only way that I can viably see that non-sports cards get pushes is from new stuff coming out, new comics, new movies, new series, things like that. Like I'm starting to get interested a little bit in some of these type of things. Yeah, so I wanted to take a look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi cards just to see what was out there, just to have a look, because I figured, hey, they'll probably get a big push. So I was able to actually find this card. This is a one-of-one Obi-Wan Kenobi 2020 Holocron red version, I believe it is. So this is the one-of-one Obi-Wan Kenobi. So for about a week and a half, I pondered, should I spend the money on this card? I think it was a fairly good deal compared to another one-of-one that was sold. But I think it's going to be more special when the show pops. So I've got probably a month or two to decide of how I'm going to do this, if I'm going to relist it on COMC, or if I'm going to get it sent home or sent to a storage facility in the US to hold for eBay, or even maybe send it off to get it graded. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but I think this will be a pretty good flip for me once the series debuts. But we'll see. But again, this was my big. This was $100, and this was my biggest purchase, and it was probably my riskiest purchase, not just because of the price, but just because I'm not super familiar with the market. It made too much sense to me. R2-D2 version of this card goes for about $400. Obi-Wan's a big figure in the Star Wars franchise. Ewan McGregor's played quite a bit of Obi-Wan Kenobi. The young Obi-Wan Kenobi anyway. So I thought with that and the new series coming out, we'll see though. We'll see how it goes. So now we're going to go off to the second part of the biggest card, to the biggest card that I pulled out of a pack. And again, it's not another sports card. So let's have a look and we'll see what it is. Okay, so this situation is, I don't know if you've been following me on IG, but I've been kind of raiding my local Dollar Tree for the Fortnite pack. They're starting to get a little more popular, Fortnite cards, and I'm trying to get my kids interested in the cards a little bit, and they're just not into the sports as much as I am, and that's fine. But my son does like Fortnite, and my daughter was into Marvel, so I got her some Marvel. Now, unfortunately, we didn't rip the Marvel cards on camera, but what I did was I put the 48 packs in front of my son, Kian. I got him to pick 10 packs that he wanted to rip. He got to keep all the cards from the 10 packs. But of course, most of the time he gets all the cards that I don't want from the packs that I rip to make go for a set as well. But if he pulls any holos or legendaries or anything like that, they were all his. He's pulled quite a few big cards himself there. So I kind of sped up the timeline a little bit so we're not here all day, because I know I do a lot of football and you're probably here for more football stuff. But I just wanted to show you as I pulled the monster card from these dollar store packs. And hope you enjoy.
This feels good right here.